Okay, we've all seen the videos, everything changes after 100k, and most of them are just recycled versions of that Charlie Munger quote. They usually just walk you through the compound interest charts, showing you how fast the next 100k comes after the first, based on typical market returns. But here's the truth, 100k isn't some magic number, but you absolutely have to hit it. If you're in your 20s or 30s chasing that first 100k, by the end of this video, you'll see why nothing really changes after 100k, but why it's an absolute must. How your biggest cost is your most valuable asset, and how to hit 100k as fast as possible. So, let's get into it. Look, the reality is that nothing changes after 100k. I've already covered how it's completely possible to become a millionaire with as little as $100 or pounds a month. This is a long-term view and absolutely should be the foundation of a retirement plan. Here's an interesting insight. Investing $100 a month will take just over 20 years to get to 100k. Then the next 20-ish years skyrockets to $1 million with typical market returns. Wait, 20 years to $1 million after you finally get to 100k? I thought everything changes now. The reality is 100k feels like you've made it, but it's just a halfway house between broke and financially secure. It's true, the math doesn't lie. And 40 years if you're starting from zero, or 20 years if you've hit 100k, might leave you at a good age. But 20 years is 20 fucking years. And if you're in your 30s and not at that 100k milestone, then it might seem like an impossible target. So what do you need to do to speed up the process? I'll get onto that, but let's put that time into perspective. I mean, what were you doing 20 years ago? I would have been around the age of 10. YouTube had literally just become a thing. The FTSE 100 did 16% that year, and the US housing bubble, the thing that led to the 2008 financial crisis, was at its peak, and I was clueless to it all. In the next 20 years, my own son will be nearly as old as I am right now. AI will have probably taken over. Who knows what state the world will be in? It's a long fucking time, man. According to this US actuarial. According to this US actuarial life table, I've only got 45 years left, for fuck's sake. For those who don't know what this is, it's an official table that tells you your death probability and how many years you've got left. It's depressing and hilarious at the same time. Check it out, I'll put a link in the description. So we know that once you do reach that 100k milestone, it's going to be 20 plus years until you benefit from any sort of return or income, if you don't contribute any more to your investment. Unless you keep making sacrifices that got you to 100k, it will drag on basically forever. So what am I saying? Nothing changes. Yes, you might have an impressive number in your investment account, which you should 1000% be proud of. But for what? Unless you keep making those sacrifices or even double down, the million mark stays way off in the distance, all while you can't touch the money or the returns. Look, at 100k, you've already proven you've got the discipline to make it happen. At this point, you can almost taste the end goal. You're not fucking about at this point. The opportunity becomes real. You could take your foot off the gas, let your hair down, spend more, and ride the compound interest wave for the next 2 decades. Or, and this is the key to speeding up the process, and by the way, this also applies even more if you're working to that 100k milestone, double down and front load the fuck out of it. Don't get complacent because you hit this milestone. Keep making those sacrifices. Keep living frugally. Keep doing whatever you're doing to earn more money or allocate more of your existing budget to invest in. Ask yourself this. Do you actively live by a unique monthly budget? No? Well, your life might not change when you hit 100k, but it definitely will when you get your budget right. Now, this next part I'm actually a bit pissed off about, but this will be a game changer for your budgeting. For the last few weeks, I started developing an app using Replit, and long story short, I got carried away and stopped myself to see what else was out there. Then I came across Emma, and it's perfect. It does everything I wanted an app to do. You can connect multiple accounts, set up custom categories to match your budget, have shared spaces to manage accounts with your family, and even do things like split payments across categories, plus get cash back on purchases and in-app savings accounts. I would highly recommend it. I've genuinely been obsessed with it since finding it. Use the link in the description and get some sort of bonus when you sign up. And yeah, another tip if you're thinking of starting a business, do some market research before getting too excited. The app is great for managing your finances on a monthly basis, but it currently doesn't offer an annual view. Everyone should have an annual budget, broken down into months, because there are smart ways to structure your finances so that you're not just saving enough, you're putting your money to work in the right places. I often compare personal finances to bodybuilders. The world's top bodybuilders with physiques that are basically an impossible achievement for most people know their exact calories in and out and their macro ratios. The exact same idea can be applied to personal finances. If you're not tracking every single penny and ensuring that everything falls into the correct expense ratio, you'll get fat. And by fat, I mean poor. Obviously, with bodybuilding, there's certain performance enhancers involved. And in my analogy, I suppose there'd be the side hustles. And if you're interested in side hustle ideas, you've found the right channel. So make sure you subscribe for that content. It comes down to this. The more you can contribute earlier, the more you can let compound interest do its thing, which will have a bigger impact later on. And maybe you can enjoy the benefits of your hard work sooner before the actuarial life table creeps up on you. And having a budget that incorporates all the best practices and expense ratios really is the best way to do this. I wanted to call this section of the video, "Nothing changes unless you do." But that's wrong. Don't change. Keep doing what you're doing, because really, nothing changes if you do. Just remember to live. Life is short, man, and we only get one. Don't put off a holiday, a trip, or a day out. Spend as much time with your family as you can. Spending money on making memories is absolutely fine. And not even fine, it's an absolute must. Fuck the materialistic stuff off. You don't need that shit. Having become a dad fairly recently, it's really cemented this idea in my mind. Before, I was as strict as anything with my budget. Absolutely nothing would stand in the way of me and living the absolute most frugal lifestyle. The investment in time with your family yields memories and moments way more valuable than interest you'll get from any stock. And with that, if you found this video interesting, drop a like and subscribe to catch more content about making money online, from alternative investments to passive income ideas, e-commerce, and strategies to build long-term wealth. Check out the MRAP with the link in the description. If you haven't hit 100k yet, or if you're wondering how to manage your money better now, the next step is building a proper budget. That's what we're talking about in the next video. I'm going to show you everything you need to consider when setting up a budget that will pave the way for financial success. Click somewhere on screen to watch that now. I'll see you in the next one.